This is Minute Mentor, quick tips for career success. I'm Erin and I'm a career counselor for graduate students in the Columbian College of Arts and Sciences.
And I'm Dr. Paul Binkley, a career coach for undergraduates at the Columbian College. Welcome to Minute Mentor, your go-to podcast for essential career advice. In this series, we will distill must-have career insights to help you understand and implement what employers really want. Let's dive in and empower your career journey.
Awesome. We're back with the second episode of Minute Mentor, and today you will learn how to figure out what employers are actually looking for and how to tailor your resume to the job description. So here's the thing. Employers don't want to look. Imagine being in their shoes. Maybe you've been trying to fill a position with a qualified candidate for months. Or maybe you are comparing hundreds of resumes from people who are all applying for one highly competitive position. Employers want to take one look at your resume and be intrigued enough to offer you an interview. After all, employers look at each resume for an average of only 7 to 8 seconds before making their decision about a candidate.
So how do you determine what employers are looking for? The job description is your not-so-secret weapon, revealing exactly what keywords and skills the employers value when they scan your resume. Every job description includes a paragraph or bullet points detailing the responsibilities and tasks associated with that role. Additionally, you'll find sections for required and preferred qualifications. Your task as the applicant is to carefully analyze these sections to identify relevant keywords and phrases. Incorporating these keywords into your resume will help you align with the employer's expectations and increase your chances of getting noticed.
And if you're listening, you might be wondering how to do this. Well, you're in luck because Paul and I are going to model this process by using a sample job description from Indeed.com. The job description we're using today is for an entry-level business analyst position in nearby Springfield, Virginia. And this job description uses bullet points to describe the job, so here are a few highlights. Analyze and rank teams and sales reps relative to a goal model performance. Build sales reports that align with key supplier objectives. Manage pricing and gross profit standards for all items by collaborating with our supplier partners. Develop pricing survey tool to evaluate our key brand retail prices relative to their competitive set. Organize and maintain account and product segmentation data with sales software. So from these bullet-pointed highlights, what sticks out to you, Paul?
Well, I got to say, usually when someone lists things first, most important ones come first, right? So analyze. That's the first thing that jumps out at me. This keyword is very common, and again, it comes first. Think about a time when you had to make sense of data, past research, for example, through doing a literature review, or something else. Make sure if you talk about how you analyze something in a bullet point on your resume that you also include the results of this analysis. For example, did you report your findings? Did you come to a striking conclusion? How did your analysis make a positive difference for the organization or a project that you worked on? The next two are build and develop. Those stick out to me. Build and development are two other really important skills that I see in this description.
Yeah.
You could go multiple directions with these words. But to me, someone who can build and develop means they are creative, strategic, or can build out a project or initiative from start to finish. When was a time you created or built something for your team in a past role, or class projects would also apply in this particular instance?
I noticed those too. And Paul, two other words that I noticed were manage and organize. So for manage, this word tells me that the employer wants someone who can take the lead on a project or possibly supervise other staff members. If I were applying for this position, I would emphasize past experiences where I either oversaw a project or was the go-to person when others had questions about something that I was doing. And for organize, I would make sure that in at least one of my bullet points, I talked about a time when I was organized at work. But in addition to telling the employer you're organized, you also want to show it. And you can show that you're organized by making sure your resume is free of errors and uses consistent formatting throughout.
Yeah, these are all great points.
Awesome. And another question that I want to bring up that I often get from students is, should I use the exact keywords that I see in the job description? Well, in my personal opinion, it's helpful because modern applicant tracking systems scan resumes for keywords that match the job description. However, it's so important that you do not fabricate or include keywords when they're not something that you've actually done before.
Right.
So, for example, if you see the word supervise and you've never supervised someone, leave it out because it will come back to bite you.
Right.
So, Paul, another question I have is, what happens if the job description isn't very descriptive?
Yeah, that's a great question. If the job description lacks the detail, there are a few strategies you can use. First, research the company and similar job postings in the industry to get a sense of the common responsibilities and required skills.
Okay.
You can also look at LinkedIn profiles of people in similar roles at the same company. Additionally, networking with current or former employees of the company can provide insights to this as well. And finally, I don't hesitate to reach out to the hiring manager for more information. Tailoring your resume based on this comprehensive research can still align you closely with what the employer is seeking.
Right. I especially love that tip of reaching out to the hiring manager
Yeah.
because it also demonstrates your interest, that you're taking the extra time to email that person,
Yeah,
right?
that's a great point.
So these are all excellent tips, Paul. And it's crucial to be proactive in your research and networking to fill in any gaps in the job description. And remember that tailoring your resume to reflect your genuine experiences and aligning them with what employers are looking for is really key to standing out from the crowd. Well, that wraps up this episode of Minute Mentor. We hope you found our discussion on using job descriptions to enhance and tailor your resume helpful. Thank you for joining us today, and keep listening for actionable steps that you can take to make the job search process a breeze or as easy as possible. And coming up, we'll be talking about master resumes and how they can help you work smarter, not harder, when tailoring your resume to every employer. Please be sure to share these episodes with your friends and check out our website at careerservices.columbian.gwu.edu, or you can ask us a question by emailing ccis_careers@gwu.edu. Until next time, stay proactive and make sure you keep refining your career strategy.